Okay, I'm Frank Jackson in Kenosha, Wisconsin at a dealership car source, and here's my buddy Wayne. We're both coming live from Kenosha. I'll tell you, this is just a disaster here as we look at this dealership. You know, we're kind of doing two things here. There's my cameraman there, and so we're live from one device, and we're shooting for a news show from the other device, and when you watch us on the news, we'll be reporting from the news camera. But for right now, we just wanted to give you an idea of what it looks like. This is Kenosha, Wisconsin, and you know, you just cannot believe what has happened to this dealership. Down inside under the hood. Wayne, what do you think about that?
I mean, that thing just like it just disintegrated. Look at the tiles in the battery. Look at it. Look at it. Just melted the battery. Look, look, just evaporate.
That's the battery.
It's amazing what a fire would do.
Yes. And the seats. This is the interior of the vehicle, and I guess you can't really you can't tell what you're looking at because everything has been reduced to ashes. So you can't really get a good fix on what it is. Wait, let's see if we can piece this back together. I'll go ahead and...
This looked like it was a Honda.
Okay. Okay, and this part we're looking at right now would be the dashboard, windshield. Well, there's no dashboard there. This is where the windshield was. And
glass just melted, look.
Everything melted, yeah. And so, and there are just a lot of cars here, Wayne. An awful lot of cars. Awful lot of cars. What do you figure it is? How many?
I would say at least 100.
Yes. And for the people who are joining us late on this live stream, there's some signs they put up here, and we actually watched them put these signs up. I kind of thought that they were putting something up that was kumbaya for the community, but as it turns out, the signs they put up, here's one here that says, "What did our community did to deserve this?" Now, I personally think that's a typo. These brothers seem to be Latino, or not that that's an excuse, but they may have thought that that's the way it should go. This place is called Car Source. Here's the GoFundMe we saw, and Wayne and I talked about this GoFundMe as they were putting the sign up. I actually thought, Wayne, I don't know what you thought, but I thought this sign was going to drive attention to the GoFundMe for Jacob Blake, who was shot 7 times by Kenosha PD. I thought it was going to drive business or funds into that account. I had no idea that this GoFundMe was for Car Source.
Yeah, they apparently didn't have insurance, and so they've asked to start a GoFundMe for the Car Source, and my understanding is that they've raised so far $25,000.
Yeah, and I'm surprised at that. I heard the same thing. I'm really surprised at that.
The dealership, we was talking to a gentleman earlier. He said that this dealership had 200 and some reviews, bad reviews, about how they were taking advantage of the public.
Josh, leave that there.
So I'm not sure if if it was retaliation, but I think it was more of the riot.
I'm gonna need you to handle this, and we'll come back to that.
But yeah, this is just devastating. I mean, these cars have just melted down to nothing. It almost makes you think that when you're riding in your car, you're not riding in too much.
Yeah, yeah.
It won't like when we was coming up, Frank. Cars were made of cars.
Well, yeah.
They were made of steel.
Well, there's a lot of plastic in these cars.
Yeah. And
now, that's how I guess you can tell that a lot of plastic and a lot of I'm not sure. There is some metal that has melted down. Some bad shots here. I'm going to go ahead and give it to our cameraman. And
it's kind of funny. This car here has got an actual soul sign in it.
That fooled me when I first saw it in one of the cars on the other side. when I saw the sold sign, let's get a look at the sold sign. I'm thinking, okay, this car was sold. We're going to think, wait a minute.
Somebody just had to put that in.
Yeah, that sign would not have survived. There's no way that sign would have survived. Yeah, so we know that's just somebody being funny. I don't know how many people we have on here. Okay.
Now, how about just have a grill? It's the soul sign in this one too.
Yeah, actually.
And look.
Well, you know what? This drill belonged to the people that were putting up the. Let me look at the bit inside of it. I wish we could get it. But I'll tell you what. Why don't we? Because somebody's going to walk off with it. Why don't we get it over to one of their? Because we're going to be going over to one of their other shops over there. Because somebody's going to steal this. Even though these guys probably, are bad guys with all this beverage. They have. I still don't want someone taking their drill.
Right.
Yeah, they've suffered enough damage already. Power source. Yeah. And then there's another sign down here that says, "Where's our justice?" I said when I went live earlier, the way I read "Where's our justice," I don't think that's what they're saying. I think they're saying, "Where's our justice?" In other words, man, we can't get any justice. It's probably what they're saying. They left this drill here. We're going to try to see if we can, pretty heavy drill. We're going to see if we can take it to one of their shops over there. We're going to be heading that way when we leave here. I'd hate for somebody to take their drill, and they've been through enough already. And I know this drill isn't going to survive. We know that it wasn't in these cars when the cars were burnt. We suspect that they put these drills, this drill was left here when they were putting these signs up.
Yeah, it had to be.
Because they were putting them up just a few minutes ago. And let me show you what one of the signs inside these cars look like. When you see a phone sign around them?
Not in any of these.
I saw one just did you get a shot of the sold sign?
Here's one right here.
Okay. Yeah, they kind of faked me out when I first saw that. Let me grab that sign. When I first saw it, I'm thinking, well, wow, this car has been sold, and it got burned. Well, there are two of them in here, so I sold it twice, I guess. Hold, sold. But this is somebody, I guess, trying to be funny. They took them outside of the building when they get shot of the building there, which was not completely destroyed. And I guess they took the signs out of the building and put them in some of the cars, someone trying to be funny.
So we're going to go down to 63rd now.
Yeah. And so we're going to leave this area, and then we'll come back to you in just a moment. I kind of want you to stay with us back and forth. We're going live back and forth here in Kenosha. In just a moment, when we leave here, we're going to be heading down to where the shooting took place. The young man, 17-year-old Rittenhouse, shot and killed 2 men and wounded another. We'll be reporting from there in just a moment. Reporting live from Kenosha, Wisconsin, with a good friend, Wayne Schneider. I'm Frank Jackson.